Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss V London and I'm back again for another video. Okay, I just literally put together this really quick look and I really hope you like it. It's simple. The red lip kind of gives it the majority of, you know, its pizzazz because the eyes are quite simple, if you can see. Yeah, I just thought that we'll just have a little bit of a chat. And I'll just show you a little bit of how I do my eye. I didn't do any foundation in this video because I've kind of done my foundation routine, although I did use a different foundation. Anyway, let's just, I guess, get into this chatty get rid of me and let me know if you like it. If you did like it, this style of get rid of me, make sure that you smash a like. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure that you put your notification bells on because that is really super important. And just make sure you give me a comment so that I know what it is that you're feeling. And I have some interesting things that I want to talk to y'all about. So make sure that you talk to me in the comment section. I hope you enjoy this video and I'll see you next time. Okay, you know what? I decided to turn my camera on because I am filming another video after this one, but whilst I was getting myself ready, I thought, you know, I'm just going to stick the camera on and finish up my makeup because I've already pretty much done. And then I'm going to film the other video. So we're just going to talk, I guess, and kind of just chop it up, and I'll just be doing my makeup. So first thing, I'm just going to be using the Amrezy palette. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I've just gone into caramel, and I'm actually going to use Morocco. Those are the two that, if you look at the palette, it's pretty much all I use. They're almost hit and pan on those ones. You know what I wanted to talk about? Hotly and a hot topic, but I don't know. It's a bit controversial. It's the whole idea of polygamy. Basically, I kind of want to figure out what people's thoughts are on the polygamy situation. I was having this conversation actually with this guy, a friend of mine, and we were talking about whether or not polygamy is like scientifically the way things are supposed to go. Hear me out. Now, what he said was that when a woman gets pregnant, it's 9 months. She's basically out of action for 9 months. So technically, she cannot, when we're talking about it on that level, she cannot procreate again for 9 months. So therefore, in a woman's lifetime, there's only going to be a certain amount of live babies, pregnancies that she can actually fulfill in her lifetime. In that time that a woman is pregnant, a man can go out and actually have how many more pregnancies? As many as he likes. I need to use something to do it. And usually people use like sellotape or something like that. But I'm actually just going to use this little piece of cardboard here. And I'm going to angle it. And then I'm just going to use that dark brown colour in the same places there. So what does this say scientifically about what it is or how it is that a man is supposed to have his life set up? Is polygamy, is monogamy the way it's supposed to go? Or is it that is this just a societal construct? Does that make sense? Is this just something that we've made up in society? Because we make up a lot of things in society and we use it as gospel. Obviously, there are different schools of thought. If you are a Christian, for instance, you're going to have a completely different viewpoint on this. I'm not going to go too much into the Bible because I'm not going to tell you that I know everything of how it's supposed to go. I've just got some concealer and I'm just going to just shape out the eye a little bit. But in the same breath, in earlier parts of the Bible, like the Old Testament, there were men, a lot of the men there that were married actually did have several other women that they were either, sleeping with or even having children with. I guess the question is, like, for anybody that's listening, is what do you think about monogamy versus polygamy? I've watched some really interesting programs. I think there's one even on Netflix actually, where it's I think it's the what do they call those families? Somebody might know. Those families where like in America, are they Mormons? Where that's kind of how they've set up their lives. That's just the way it is. It's like that's normal. Like they have several wives. The husband they all live in the same sort of area, maybe not in exactly the same house, but they live in the same area. And the husband just goes from one wife to another. You know, they say that nowadays, how many women to every man? 5 women for every man. And I guess that means that the race out here to find one for yourself is on. Are we just going to have to accept that at some point, that that's just the way it's going to go? Not, oh, I agree with it or I disagree with it. But if you want to be in a situation, you're going to have to understand that it's not just going to be you and that person. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about that. I think Toya, you know Toya, Lil Wayne's ex-wife, Toya Carter, Toya Wright, I don't know. She's changed her name so many times. But I think she's stuck with Wright at the moment, even though I think she's married again. I don't know. I digress. I'm going to use my Tarte palette. I have 2 Tarte palettes and I love these palettes. Like they are the bomb.com. But I'm actually going to use the Tarte lip. I'm going to go into this color here, which is called Free Spirit. So it's like a not white. It's like a really light creamish color. And I'm also going to use this one, which is called Wanderer. And that is also a really light color. And that's what I'm going to use over the main parts of my lid, actually. Because I want it to be like a nice lightish kind of feel to it. So kind of smoky, but still kind of light in color. I think Toya, at the time she was married to her last husband, there was some like controversy about whether or not she had given her husband a hall pass to be able to essentially go out and that he was probably going to be sleeping with other women. Now, if she was doing that to try and, you know, keep him around, that situation didn't even last. But I don't know if that's the reason why it didn't last, but it didn't last. So I'm just trying to figure out is this good? Is it good? Okay, so my phone, like, was doing something crazy. Where was I up to? You know, I forgot what I was talking about. Girl, I like to talk a lot. So the thing is, right, when you're in a relationship, right, people do have to understand a certain thing. Now, please don't get me wrong and start thinking that I'm like this completely liberal person. I don't get jealous, you know, that kind of thing. But people should definitely understand that when you're in a relationship, you are not the owner or the keeper of the person in the relationship. Is this going to be an unpopular opinion? I've got a feeling this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I play devil's advocate a lot as well, though. I like to rile people up with an opinion and then be like, yeah, I don't really think that, though. So you're just going to have to deal with me. Anyway, so people have to understand in a relationship, you don't own someone. Even in a marriage, you don't own someone. And I talk to my best friend about this all the time. Hey, girl, shout out to you. Even if you have found the person, like your soulmate, quote unquote, you don't own that person. Just because you found that, you're lucky to find that person and it's amazing and it's great and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that you own that person. That person is still very much their own spirit, their own body, their own individual in their own right. And you are just there to experience life with them. You're there to experience and walk beside them in their journey. But you do not get to put shackles on them. I'm going to choose to experience somebody else. That's going to be my prerogative. Like I can do that. Why? Because I'm my own person. Please don't quote me. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I thought. Okay, I'm going to use this color called Bombshell, and it's a really nice color. It's like a really deep, like mauve-ish color. And I'm going to go over the top of my pine nut color in there. and just deepen that right up. That's what's going to give us that bombshell feeling, girl. Bombshell. Yeah. So, yeah. And you know what? I've heard quite a few celebrity women kind of make the same sorts of, in a roundabout way, they say the same kinds of things about their partners. And I don't know if it's a way to sort of protect yourself, especially when you're in that kind of industry. Is it a way to protect yourself because you know that that person is not going to be yours 100% of the time? Because they've got so much access to women, or they are sort of like, just, I don't know, I don't want to say promiscuous, you know. I just want to say that basically they have a lot of temptation. Let's put it that way. They have a lot of temptation out there. And in order for these women to protect themselves and their feelings, they sort of kind of come to the conclusion that this guy is probably going to go out there and he's going to meet somebody else on the road, or he's away for months, or whatever the case is. And they just think, you know what? Let me just let him do his thing when he's there. Don't let me find out about it. Please be respectful of me. Please be safe. Please do whatever it is that you've got to do to make sure that I'm not going to be the one that's going to be the laughing stock of this situation. And then do you. But I am somebody that can 100% see where other people are coming from in their situations. I'm not so closed-minded to the point where I don't get it. Like, why would someone do that? I don't get it. That's wrong. That's not my place to say that it's wrong. If that's how you feel about it, I can completely and 100% understand why it is that some people would do it. And does it help to make people feel like they're not so restricted and in a cage? Because usually cage animals try to get out. I'm just saying. And I'm actually just going to go into my arch area as well. You can use, like, this is obviously a matte kind of look. You don't have to make it matte. You can actually switch these colours out. There's a nice colour in the Amrezy palette actually called Vanilla. You could use that as a shimmery kind of brow bone highlight. I'm on my Kim K. Just maybe. Giving your guy, giving your partner, you know, that freedom, it might actually take away some of the excitement. It could work in a kind of like a reverse psychology kind of way. If you're like, you know what? I see you looking. If you want to do that, babe, go and do it. I ain't gonna be mad at you. Now, you're going to have some guys, don't do this reverse psychology if you ain't ready for the heat. Because you're going to have some guys that'll be like, oh, cool, I'm out. So if you ain't about it, then don't give that hall pass. Because, you know, I'm sure 9 out of 10 guys would take it. But then there are going to be some that are like, hold on a minute. Wait, if I agree to this, does that mean that she's going to be out there? And you know what? Men, they can't really take the same amount as we can take. They just can't. They can't take it. Women are built emotionally stronger. Physically, men, yeah. But emotionally, we can take a lot more. We can. Yeah, we might cry and we might stamp our feet and it feels like the whole world is crumbling, but we'll get up again and we'll be okay. Don't get me wrong, I think there's a whole conversation about whether or not a woman should. With Keisha Kayor, she was talking about, you know, how Gucci Mane, he went to prison, she held him down, you know, I think he was cheating, you know, at points, and she was just this woman that really held him down, and guys were talking about, oh, you want a Gucci Mane, but a lot of you women cannot even do what she did, which is basically to hold him down all that time whilst he was in jail. Like, would you be willing to do that? Talking about how you want a Gucci Mane, but you ain't about that Gucci life. So I guess in the comments, I want you ladies to tell me, or guys, like, what's your position on this whole, like, hall pass, polygamy? Should it be one man, one woman? Should it be only men that can do this? Because women are not, we're not built like that. Again, emotionally, we're not built to sort of just be here, there, and everywhere. Maybe men can manage that a bit better. So it should be only men that are allowed to do that. I know our feminists are going to be out there shouting, if men can do it, we can do it. digressed in this conversation? I think I have. This is how I talk. My friends know me. Like, I can talk for England. Anyway, I'm just going to put on some lashes. Let me speed this up. Okay, so I have finished my face. It's a quick and easy look. Like, it's definitely just a really light-ish, but a little bit smoky kind of look. A bit of wing liner, because if in doubt, wing it out. Come on, we know this now. I'm going to put some lipstick on. I'm actually going to use an oldie but a goodie, which is going to be my Riri Woo. Okay, so if you know about any reds at MAC, you know that Ruby Woo, those are the business right there. If you're looking for reds, it don't get no better. And I actually prefer Ruby Woo because it's a bit more blue. They both got a blue undertone, but the Ruby Woo is a bit more blue, whereas the Ruby Woo is a bit more orange in the undertone. I actually haven't worn a red lip in a long time, but I feel like wearing one today.